Is anybody else struggling in this heat? Because when I tell you I'm warm, I'm fucking warm. I don't know what this is doing. I've got partings in places that shouldn't even be partied. Don't know what this is doing. I've got sweat in places where I shouldn't even have fucking sweat. I'm red hot.
Cost of living in the UK is out of control, like wildly out of control.
Is anyone else finding the cost of living in England absolutely astronomical?
Something so out of the ordinary, laying me down to a dead and buried on the edge of...
People are shocked after finding out that more than 2 million adults in the UK cannot afford to eat due to the cost of living crisis. Check this out. A recent study commissioned by the Mental Health Foundation found that more than 52% of people in the UK were worried about being able to afford food from the supermarket. This also comes at a time where a couple in Devon were reported to not eat for up to 3 days at a time to ensure that their kids can actually eat. I just don't understand how people are living like this in 2025. The UK government definitely have a lot to answer for, because the Mental Health Foundation even conducted a study. The same study found that 65% of people in the UK were anxious or stressed about being able to pay for just general household bills. It's also estimated that 1 in 7 adults in the UK, meaning 7.3 million people in the UK, are actually food insecure, meaning that they have anxiety or stress about being able to pay for food. This is definitely not right. I feel like every time you go into your local Asda, Sainsbury's, Morrison's or Tesco, it's getting so expensive just for the basic necessities, and I don't know how people are living. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments in this one, and if you know any charities or anything, please let people know in the comments so people can help each other during this cost of living crisis, because this is really not right.
Right then, welcome to another Blighty Blighted video. 82 years I've been on this earth, and I've never seen such a shambles as what's happening to ordinary working people today. Absolute disgrace. It is. When I was starting out, you could work a decent job, factory work, office clerk, didn't matter, and you'd have enough for a proper home, food on the table, and a bit left over for the family holiday to Blackpool. Now, young couples are living off beans on toast while the energy companies are posting record profits. Makes my blood boil, it does. These politicians, both sides, mind you, sitting pretty in their second homes while pensioners are choosing between heating and eating. It's barbaric. I fought in national service, paid my taxes for 60 years, and this is what we've come to? Families using food banks in one of the world's wealthiest nations. The housing market's gone completely barmy. My grandson's been saving for 5 years and still can't afford a deposit on a shoebox flat. Meanwhile, foreign investors and buy-to-let landlords are snapping up properties like they're collecting stamps. Where's the sense in that? And don't get me started on these utility bills. Highway robbery. When British Gas is making billions while people are dying of cold in their own homes, something's gone very wrong indeed.
I think that this is an exception, because it was just today that I decided to park instead of walk to the train station. And I don't want to be criticised for wanting to buy coffees, because everybody who's working, who wants a good quality of life, who earns, should deserve joy and the little pleasures. But I have not been able to let go of today. I've been feeling really bad all day, and genuinely I don't know how other people are managing this.
Because Jesus Christ, I've just come out of Tesco and I've just bought some bits and bobs basically. I've just filled a bag, and with my club card it still cost me 74 quid. I've bought salad for dinner, some baguettes, some prawns, conditioner. I did buy some hair dye because, you know, Jesus Christ. I can't think what else I bought. Just general household bits and bobs. Some more mixer for the dogs. 74 quid. I don't know how people can afford to live much longer with the bills the way they're going up. It's absolutely astronomical. I mean, I earn good money. I do earn good money. But £74 for a bag of shopping is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Here we are, it's my Sunday afternoon.
If you live in the UK, I do not know how you are supposed to survive right now. I really don't. So I've just gone to Sainsbury's, right? And I know people are like, oh, you can go to Aldi. Right, I've been in Aldi, and either the food goes off quicker, not all of it, but some of it, or it's the same price, because Sainsbury's are price matching Aldi at the moment. It's my place to go. I know where everything is. You know, it's not bargain basement, but I don't think anything is bargain basement now. And I refuse to eat shit. Like, I just refuse to, like, fill my freezer with shit that is bad for my kids. So, don't even get started in the comments on that. That's not the point. The point of this is, I've just gone and done a shop for me and my daughter for 3 days. That's it. Just to last us till the end of the bank holiday weekend. And all I have bought is dinners, breakfast cereal, and soup for lunch. So I haven't pushed the boat out. There's no snacks in there. All right, I needed some toothpaste and deodorant, right? But that's normal. That's what you need to live. You need to be able to brush your teeth, and you don't want to smell. Even with the discounts, Nectar discounts, all the rest of it, 3 days is 57 quid. And for somebody that wants to justify that, just don't even bother. Because not that long ago, there were 3 of us. And I used to shop for 3 of us. And I used to buy branded shit because he wouldn't eat the non-branded shit. And I would do a full week's shopping. I was on a protein diet, so I was buying lots of protein, tins of tuna, chicken, eggs, you name it, it went in the basket. And that would cost me 130 quid to feed 3 people for a week. And less than 3 years later, I can't even get through the absolute basics. People always ring at the most inappropriate time. I'm having a rant here. And that was nearly £60. Nearly £60. So if we math that out, that's 120 for 2 people, plus another day, and that doesn't include any of the other stuff that I used to buy, which was cleaning products, like laundry stuff, toiletries, like you name it, on like eye level shelf, because that's how they price things. If you don't know, go down the bottom if you want the cheap shit. It's on the floor. They don't want you to find it. What is going on? What is going on? How are we supposed to survive this? Our wages haven't gone up that way. Like, I just don't know how. I've got 1 kid, like 1. What if you've got 3 or 4 children? Like, what are you eating? Where are you shopping? Are you growing your own food? Like, what is going on? It is utter mad.
Just went to Tesco's and did like a really small shop. I got like a bag of food, and not even like the amount of food that you could use to make a proper meal. Just bits like salad, fruit, some milk, some rice crackers, some crackers. What else did I get? Laundry detergent, but not the fancy one, because I never buy the fancy one because I refuse to spend like £5 on laundry detergent. So I got the like the Tesco own brand one. Anyway, guess how much this 1 bag of shopping cost me? £45. Cost me £45. Can you believe that? And like, who else remembers the good old days when security tags were reserved for, you know, department stores and perfumes and luxury items, clothing, expensive items that people couldn't afford to buy, or things that people could steal and make a profit from, right? Now we have security tags on food. On one of the 3 essential things that human beings need to live. You know, shelter, food, and water. You have to have food to stay alive, and there are people out there that have to steal it because they cannot afford to pay for it. And we're meant to be like a first world country. This is insane. And I'm not talking fancy food. I'm not talking Tesco's Finest or Waitrose. I'm talking just plain chicken, raw chicken, security tagged. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. This country is a mess. It's a joke, and something needs to be done about it. Like, I don't know about the economy and stuff like that, but surely there is something that the government can do to, I don't know, reduce the price of food.
to take away some of the burden of the cost of living for the poorest people out there. Because I do not know how some people who don't have jobs and things like that, I don't know how they survive. I don't know how they do it.
Working hard isn't enough if you're stuck in survival mode. Trust me, if your only goal is making it to the next paycheck, you're never going to break free. Survival mode keeps you exhausted, it keeps you scared, it keeps you broke. Okay, the wealthy people don't survive. They build, they create assets, they plant seeds that grow even when they're sleeping. Okay, it's time to stop surviving. Okay, sis, it's time to start building your legacy. So comment the word build if you're ready to get away from the survival mode and start building. See you later.
We try not to eat a lot in one day. Even though most of us are really hungry, we have to be careful with our food. At the food place, because we don't have a lot of money, we always go there to get a bit more food. We go there for free. You don't have to pay to get that food, but you do have to pay to go in.
We go there because we don't have a lot of money to buy food and drinks. So that place is helping us a lot.
It's one of these, and one of those.
Given a token with a number on. And once your number is called, then you can go pick some food from like each group. So like there's different groups like bread and yogurt and cake.
Fruit
and frozen stuff.
I think parents do worry about money quite a bit because sometimes we do struggle to buy food a bit, and it's very hard when you don't.
This isn't the Britain I helped build after the war. Mark my words. This government, and the last one, and probably the next one too, they've forgotten what it means to serve the people. They're all in it for themselves and their wealthy mates. Time for real change, not just empty promises.
So £400 billion was spent during COVID, and you'd never believe this. Half of it was lost. But before I carry on, honestly, share this video and watch this video and share it, because I'm not just saying that, but people need to see what the government is spending our money on. The only way that people are going to see this is if you guys share these videos. I never realised this stuff until I started researching. So I'm just looking here now, and £200 billion of the 400 has not even been accounted for. So 47 billion was lost to furlough fraud, 15 billion on empty hospitals like Nightingale, 12 billion on unusable PPE, 37 billion on test and trace, 138 billion just ticked off as miscellaneous with no clear breakdown. I'm sure there's more things that you guys know and you'd be able to share on TikTok. Share your comments on TikTok and tell us what else that the government's been spending the money on, because more people need to share these videos and more people need to be aware of what they're actually spending as taxpayers' money on. Tell us what your thoughts are.
5 signs you are in survival mode. 1. You have become more irritable and reactive. You snap at others. You are highly strung. Even the smallest things set you off. This isn't who you used to be. This isn't your true self. But survival mode rewires you. It makes you combative, defensive, and always bracing for impact. 2. You are hyper-vigilant. You are constantly on high alert. Your senses are dialed up. You scan the room, anticipate threats, jump at sudden sounds. Why? Because once your guard was down and it cost you. You were caught off guard. You survived, just barely, and now your nervous system has sworn, never again. It's a jungle out there. You've learned that the hard way. 3. Your memory and attention are slipping. You can't retain what people say. Conversations blur. You are not being rude. Your brain is simply overwhelmed. Survival mode narrows your focus to threats only. Everything else fades into noise. You used to be sharp. Now you're just trying to make it through the day. 4. You are constantly exhausted. Your body is tired. Your mind is depleted. Your spirit is drained. You don't sleep deeply, if you sleep at all. There's no time to rest, no permission to relax. You're always doing, always defending. You are burning out, but you can't stop because you are still not safe. And 5, you have let yourself go. Once, you took pride in how you looked. You hit the gym, you practiced self-care. Now, even basic hygiene feels like a chore. Your mind is in survival mode. Self-love is the first casualty. You are not lazy. You are not careless. You are just trying to survive. Protect your minds and protect your hearts. And bye for now.
More cost of living hacks that actually work from someone who's been completely broke and barely surviving. I've tried every money-saving hack under the sun. Most of them were a complete waste of time, but some of them genuinely changed how I survive each month. These are hacks that genuinely help me survive, and I promise you they are doable. I bought some cheap seeds and planted fruit and veg in my garden with the kids. They absolutely loved it. It was a really fun activity for us all, and now we've got fruit and veg growing in the garden that we can harvest really soon. Obviously it won't solve everything, but it will help us knock a little bit off our food shop every week. I've also vowed to completely use up every product in my home before buying any more. Makeup, skincare, shower stuff, cleaning products, you name it. It's so tempting to buy the latest trend or dupe before you've even finished up what you were already using. Actually, this one change has made a bigger difference than I thought. I sat down one night and reviewed all the boring bills. Car insurance, broadband, our mobile phone contracts. I either called or emailed the companies or used comparison apps and websites to find any cheaper deals, so that we could save a little bit of money each month. You don't even have to do it manually like that anymore. There are apps that will actually do it for you. I've started using ChatGPT for everything. I use it for meal ideas, cost-effective meal ideas, to give me ideas for cheap and free things to do with the kids. It'll even tell you little tricks and hacks to save money on things. It's like a little personal assistant for skint people. I always shop from my cupboards first now, so when I'm going food shopping I will always look through the cupboards and the fridge and the freezer, plan meals from what we've already got left, and then make my list of things to buy from the supermarket. This has honestly helped us cut down our food bill. Quite considerably actually. And yes, I milk every discount, rewards scheme, cashback app you can possibly get. Even if you just save 30p here and there, it all adds up so quickly. I've put together a free money saving guide in the link in my bio. It's full of really useful tips and hacks to save money, and it's things that have actually worked personally for me.
So, when the power grid system goes off, which it will, it's inevitable, you want to be at least 40 to 70 miles radius away from any major city. Because if you're in any of these cities which they call population centers, it's going to be total anarchy. It's going to be total purge. You're going to see lots of angry mobs roaming around. You're going to see a lot of death. You're going to see a lot of murder. You're going to see a lot of theft. And this is not to scare anybody. This is not to promote fear. This is to prepare people for the times that we are living in. So don't think that I'm pushing fear. These are the things that are going to happen. So basically what you're going to need is mutual assistance groups. So you're going to need people that are on the same vibration as you. You're going to need people that are on the same kind of wavelength as you, mind-wise, mentally, so that you guys can thrive with each other. You guys can survive with each other. you guys are in one accordance. So you guys know what to do, what moves to make, what precautions to take, what actions to take, and you guys know how to protect each other, because you ain't going to survive this on your own. It'll be survival of the fittest. It'll be survival of the fittest. You won't survive this on your own. And that's the Western mentality. It's like, we don't need anybody. You need people in this life to get through it, 100%. And that's why I like Eastern cultures, because they kind of believe in community and unity and working together, and we need a woman, we need a man, whereas Western culture is like, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. And soon you're going to realize you need a man and you need a woman when the grid goes. Secondly, there'll be an EMP attack. So an electromagnetic pulse attack. This will then turn off all the telecommunication systems. So there'll be no banks, there'll be no police, there'll be rule without law, which means there'll be no law on the land. There'll be no transport systems. There'll be no mobile phone connection system. There'll be no Snapchat, Instagram, WhatsApp. Like, your phone signal will be down completely. Like, no hospitals. Lots of things will be turned off. There'll be no supermarkets. Do you know what I mean? So basically, you want a power generator in your house, because then basically you'll be able to have electronics working. You'll be able to charge up your electronics. You'll have lots of things that'll be able to work within your household if you have a power generator, which is pretty suitable. On top of that, if an EMP attack happens, there'll be no water supply. There'll be no electricity, obviously, like I've just said. There'll be no gas. And yeah, it will get really serious, guys. So like, you want to kind of have survival skills. You need to know how to hunt. You need to know how to fish. You need to buy some seeds. You need some first aid kits. You need matches, you need candles, you need food, plenty of, because if the water supply turns off, you're going to need bottles of water. How are you going to survive? And that's the thing. How are you going to survive? And that's their whole agenda. Their whole agenda is to do this so they can do a global reset. And once the global reset happens, then they can reset the system, and then they can go into the digital one world currency. Even though we're in a digital one world currency already, but they want to make it completely digital, so where you're under complete control. Complete control, a communist manifesto. So, in other words, yeah, you want to build a system, mutual systems groups. You want to invest in gold and silver. We'll go back to a bartering system. So you want to buy coffee, you want to buy salt, you want to buy cocoa, you want to be buying all these commodities, because these commodities won't be getting transported and exported and imported overseas anymore. You can forget about it, because the whole world will be in total anarchy. It'll be like The Purge. If you watch the film The Purge, that's what it's going to be like. And that's why you need a mutual assistance group, you know. You need a mutual assistance group. You need friends. You need people that will protect you. You need people that you can protect. You need food. You need water. You need clothing. How are you going to shower? Do you know what I mean? And this is not about fear. And this is not to promote fear. This is just to prepare people for the times that are coming. Because that's why the government, they've made you so dependent on them. And then once they turn off everything, you won't have no idea what you're doing, mate. And that's what it's all about. But people aren't acting. So yeah, it's going to be hell on earth. I hate to say it. I don't want to be that person to break the bad news, but someone has to break the bad news for you. Someone has to prepare people for the times that are coming. So you need to take action. You need to take action. Start learning how to make fires. Start learning how to fish. Start learning how to plant your own food. Multi-purpose compost. You need to get a spade. You need to start literally using your hands. You start learning these things, because survival is, we're going to be back in caveman era. So yeah, guys. Yeah, but investing in commodities is the most important thing, like salt, sugar, rice, coffee, all these intangible assets, gold and silver, intangible assets, been money for 5,000 years. The Bible says it. So, and that's what all the rich invest in, gold and silver. Because remember, paper money is not even real. It's fake. It's fiat currency. It's legislated by the government to the poor. They don't care about fiat currency. They print that to oblivion. The more they print, the more it becomes more valueless, and the more the economy will crash, and the money becomes worth nothing. And it is worth nothing. It's like wiping your ass with a piece of toilet paper. So yeah, you need to invest in commodities, man, intangible assets, man, so you can trade amongst each other, things of that nature. All right, and that's most I can think of, man, because there's so much to say. But I hope you lot are good. Stay optimistic, stay positive, and don't let none of this affect you. One love.
I've bought a big field instead of buying a house, and just built my own house anyway. And I built this one first, made from sandbags. I installed a solar panel system, now I have no energy bill. And I get free water from this well I dug by hand. I bought these big batteries so I had power overnight, but it got me on a path of self-sufficiency. I grow my own pigs, and now I've started raising my own chicken meat in these little chicken tractors. And I've been growing my own fish, ready to put in the castle moat when it's all done. I've been growing all sorts of different veg, usually start it off around now. Attempt 2 this year at the mini corn. I grow a lot of different fruit for the freezer, as well as picking all the wild stuff. And I've pretty much always kept chickens the entire time. I used to have 3,000 laying hens here. Farming free-range eggs is pretty much how I got all the planning permissions for all my stuff, like this barn and the big chicken shed. And it's pretty much how I've afforded to do everything at the same time by running myself a little farm business here, as well as a little bit of lending to start with, and now I've got my dream life living in the middle of a field.
Every household in the UK to receive a manual on how to survive World War III. Surely not. I mean, I wouldn't fucking be surprised, but fucking surely not. So the UK government are being urged by experts to immediately, as soon as possible, serve every single household across the UK manuals on how to survive World War III, the best locations in case of a nuclear attack, and also what stuff you should have stocked and to be prepared. I can give you a very easy fucking manual. Step 1, and only one step, leave the fucking UK. But these calls are coming after the French public are set to receive a booklet which contains 63 measures among 20 pages telling how to protect themselves and their loved ones in a number of terrifying situations, including armed conflict, nuclear leak, and natural disasters. I don't think we need a manual on telling us how to survive.
Right, that's me off for now. I will see you all in the next video.